Welcome to the first seller shout out of 2025. The sales in this video come from my Facebook group on the Money Making Mondays threads, and this video is all about celebrating you, the eBay community, and learning about items that sold. Nothing is in order and anything goes, so listen up for your name and pay attention to what's selling for others. Okay, here we go. Ginger. My husband has finally decided to sell his remote control helicopters. I listed this one on Saturday and it sold within a few hours for full asking price plus shipping. This is Horizon Hobby Blade 180 yada 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 remote control helicopter. Sold for $59.99. Karen Monks. From a big $250 Longaberger buy, I'm in the profit. Full sale price for $64.99 after 3 months. This is Longaberger Provincial Paisley Large Picnic Basket Liner. This sold for just under $65. Julie Gambino. Purchased in a bundle at an estate sale, so maybe $1. Took a couple of years, but sold for best offer of $30. Vintage Yves Saint Laurent Opium Parfum EDP maybe? Okay, mini perfume, new, no box. Sold for $30, cost her $1. Bill Hunt also has some helicopters. He says, this was a fun sale. These helicopters were promotional items for the Whirlybirds TV show back from the 50s by Desi Lou, meaning Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz Company. I got them as part of a private pick in a dusty, dirty garage. I filled the back of my truck and paid $130. I'm long in the black on that buy now. Everything is gravy. I put these on auction and they went for $25. They were missing pieces and had some broken parts. So there you see the two helicopters from the Whirlybirds TV show. Donna Shirley, free from family. Had 2 small holes, sold on a weekend 10% off sale for $36. The brand is Marmot. This is a duck down jacket, full zip, hooded, so a puffer coat. $36 and it was free. Zandra Ritter paid $3 at a thrift store, sold for $28 shipped. It took a year to sell, perhaps finally sold as a result of the presidential election. So it's titled Pick a Winner Jigsaw Puzzle President Political Election, and the brand is Springbok. So $28. Tina DeVore sold over the weekend for full price. Paid $2.99 at Goodwill. These are the items that fly under the radar most places and are priced reasonable for resale. Vintage Foley kitchen utensil set of 4 pieces, ladle, spoon, slotted, and a fork, a meat fork. So these sold for just under $24 and she paid $3. And what a perfect item! Easy to ship, very lightweight, doesn't take up much room. So yes, don't forget the utensils and serving pieces when you're out there treasure hunting in the wild. Diana Warren picked up at a yard sale this summer for 50 cents, sold in a few months on best offer of $24. So here is one of those unique and odd items. Vintage hand-carved old man face spirit tree. So it's a carving and it was signed and it was just a funky looking I'm going to call it a conversation piece because I guarantee if you have that in your family room or on your coffee table, people are going to start a conversation about it. So that's the kind of stuff that sells well on eBay, just the odd and unusual. 50 cents sold for $24. Jennifer Hungate purchased at a thrift store for $2.50 for all three and sold within 3 weeks of listing for an offer of $25 plus shipping. These are vintage Crowsill floral peony Victorian ruffled pillow shams. $2.50 and sold for $25. So she sold it for 10 times what she paid. Nicole Cunningham, BOLO brand. I was helping my daughter look for some shirts at Savers and ran across this. The tag looked fancy. Looked it up and saw lots of high priced items, so I grabbed it. Paid about $7 after the coupon, accepted a $60 offer after about 10 days. So let's see what this brand name is. Suzanne, Sezane, French, blouse with ruffles. It's a denim top, buttons up the front. So very cool looking. And this sold for $60. Cheryl Fusette bought 3 totes of vintage Christmas for $40. It's more than paid for itself. So this one sold for $75 and it did not cost her $40. It was part of a lot of a bunch of them. So yes, wrapping paper sells. Sue Ann Akers paid $5 on Facebook Marketplace, sold in 3 weeks. American Girl doll sled with Pepper, the husky dog, is blue harness, and this is retired. So that's where the money is, in the retired items. $5 sold for $29.99. And look, isn't it cute? Cheryl Green purchased 6 of these at an estate sale for $3 each about a year and a half ago, listed for $39 each. No sales after a year, so reviewed pricing and dropped to $33.99 each. Finally sold my first one. So it's Yves, is it Rocher or Rocher? Transat Aftershave Lotion, sealed. Okay, and this sold for $33.99 and she only paid $3 for it. Okay, next up is Tanya Bruner. Paid $10 at an estate sale, sold for $69.98 in about 5 months. Nikon binoculars. That's a great sale. Moving on to Joy Fulkin. My friend gave me this Vera Bradley lunch bag to sell. It was a hand-me-down to her daughter from a friend who received it as a Christmas gift and didn't want it. All that to say, it was still new with tags. Sold in 2 months for full asking price of $29.99 plus shipping. Vera Bradley Lunch Bunch Bag Lemon Grove. Well, that's a fun pattern. And this was new with tags, so free and sold for just under $30. Bethany Henderson, consistent seller, sold in about 2 weeks for $27, paid $2 at the bins. The brand is Earth Spirit. The style is Gelron 2000. These are slide sandals, bronze leather, and they're biodegradable. $2 sold for $27. Okay, Julie Brown. This spoke to me from across the room. The 70s are calling. I was not thrilled about having to ship the item. I found a box before I listed it. I listed it locally and on eBay. It sold on eBay, and having pre-boxed it, it worked out fine. Found at a thrift store for $4.55, sold in less than 2 months for $49.99 plus shipping. And here we have mushrooms again. Vintage 1975 Burwood mushroom wall clock. 3D works. $4.55, sold for $49.99. Dawn Taylor purchased about 15 Christopher Radko ornaments from a local estate online auction. Per piece, they were about $3.25 each. Took best offer of $50. This one is Christopher Radko glass long-lasting lights Hanukkah menorah ornament. Sold for $50. Deborah McGeary finally found Fontanini nativity figures at the local Goodwill. They were in an original box, paid $4.99, sold for asking price of $34.99 plus shipping in about 2 weeks. Fontanini, the Three Kings Wise Men 5-inch scale figures, sold for $34.99. Kathy Jordan Hermans paid $3.25 at an estate sale, listed for $29.95 and sold via offer from buyer for $25 in about 4 months. Vintage Morning Sun women's extra large sweatshirt Christmas cats. And she's got Grannycore on there. So a vintage sweatshirt. I find anything with cats is a good seller. You just can't go wrong. So $3.25, sold for $25. Carol Brune. These Disney Sing-Along VHS are worth picking up if you can get them cheap enough. I got these at a garage sale for probably 50 cents each. Sold the lot for $44.95 in a few months. Lot of 10 Disney Sing-Alongs VHS tapes. Happy Haunting Zippity Doo-Dah. So these were 50 cents each and sold for just under $45. Here is an iconic item. Kathleen Gifford. We recently moved, which involved major downsizing. This leg lamp sat on our bar for the past 18 years. There are a lot of them around, so I was surprised this brought in so much money. This is the smaller lamp, more of a desk size. Ralphie still brings in the money. This sold in 2 days for full asking price of $48 plus shipping. So it is the iconic A Christmas Story leg lamp, 20-inch size. How about that? She had it for 18 years and then sold it at Christmas time. Good for you, Kathleen. Okay, Rosalie Wygand. Tupperware stackable cooker was free from my mom when she downsized. I priced kind of high due to news of Tupperware filing for bankruptcy. After 2 weeks and absolutely 0 views, I bumped the price down. 1 week later, sold for full asking of $28.10. So it is the Tupperware microwave stack cooker steamer 5-piece set. Jane Brown, free to me, donated to my shop, accepted offer of $30, sold in 19 hours. Eilish, EDP, Billie Eilish fragrances, 3.4 ounce. And look at that cool container. Perfume collectors might just buy it for the container. Okay, so this was free and sold for $30. Tammy Kennedy. I paid 25 cents for this outdated book. It sold for $21.99 with free shipping after about 6 months. Pocket Oncology second edition. $21.99 and it cost her a quarter. Olivia Frederick bought this at a bin-style thrift where you pay by the pound. I was pleasantly surprised when it sold in just a couple of months. It was one of those pieces I bought and automatically regretted having bought, but it turned out okay. Paid $3.27, new with tags, sold for full asking of $29.99. Lucky Brand women's medium large fleece cut work open cardigan sweater. Very cool. That is a trendy look. So $3.27 and sold for just under 30. Maggie May. I tend to pick up Williams-Sonoma items when I can. These napkins were given to me though. I accepted an offer of $16.29 plus shipping, had them listed for 11 months. So they are 3 eggplant design 100% cotton napkins from Williams-Sonoma. Sharon Hessen purchased in a large lot of vintage jewelry, paid about 18 cents for this ring, posted last week and sold within a few days. It is a Sarah Coventry vintage 18 karat heavy gold swirl ring. So under 20 cents, and she sold it for $15. Carol Hollis paid about $1 at the thrift store. They were selling by the bag, sold for $54.97 when I sent offers plus shipping, so no free shipping. No identical fabric to comp from, so I did start high. So this is some fabric, 7 yards of Safari Sunset Giraffe Savannah fabric. Dina Napoli picked up this new in package vintage ladies underwear at the Goodwill for 99 cents. Sold for full asking of $24.95 and it took 1 month to sell. Learned about this little bolo on this group. Thanks. Vintage Carter's women's underwear spanky pants. Granny panties. So this was $1 and she sold it for just under 25. George Kelly got this tiny Santa in a box of Christmas decorations at an estate sale, about 3 inches long. Paid $10 for the whole box. Sold at auction for $47. I would have gotten a lot more if the leg hadn't been broken off and re-glued back on. Antique Hertwig Bisque Santa on Polar Bear from Germany, $47. Sharon Brower. I got this tea kettle at the Highway 27 sale, which runs through my town every August. I paid $3 and it sold for full price plus shipping in 2 months. It's Paula Deen, signature enameled dark red speckled tea kettle. $3, sold for $22.97. Janet Turnage paid $1 at a church sale, sold for full price in 1 day. This is Cadden Camera Bag Sling Backpack, $24.99. Susie Palmer Grant paid $5 at the flea market and sold for $40 plus shipping after 3 months of listing. Spode Christmas tree tablecloth and napkins, $5, sold for $40. Laurie Toman got these 10 Martha Stewart books for free in a flea market cleanout. They had been listed since March with no interest. 3 days ago, I saw that a Martha Stewart documentary is being released on Netflix. Ended and sold similar, sold for full price in a few hours. So there's 10 books total and they sold for $25. And yes, I did watch that Martha Stewart documentary. It was quite informative. So check that out if you are interested in Martha. And her life has not been easy. We all think these super successful millionaire, billionaire people had it easy, but no, she didn't. She worked. So she's one of those icons I admire that, what she's built and what she's been through. And I mean, they talk about when she was in jail, all that stuff. So anyway, moving on. Steve Gittler paid $4 at an estate sale, full price sale. This is What's Cooking in Kentucky cookbook from 1982, sold for $17.99. Andrew Silveroli. I won a very large lot of vintage pennants from a local online auction. Cost averaged out to $2.20 per pennant. This one sold in 2 hours for full asking. Vintage College of William and Mary School Seal Collectible 30-inch felt pennant. $32.99 and it costs $2. Colleen Olson. Happy to sell this after Halloween for best offer of $43. Paid $40 for a large lot of Department 56 Halloween items. This item is retired. Department 56 Vintage Halloween Grimsley Manor. And it's missing the lights and sounds and still sold for $50. And finally, Cheryl Henderhan picked this up at a local church thrift store. I think I paid $4. Sold for full asking price after being listed for a few months. French Country Weekend Life Blue Toile Fabric, and it measures 126 by 56, so it could be upholstery or fabric. Sold for just under $40. So she increased her investment 10 times over with this item. Okay, that wraps up this edition of the Seller Shout Out. Keep posting those items on the group. More importantly, keep listing, keep going. Don't pay attention to anything about the January slowdown because you get what you think about. You get what you focus on. So we're all going to have a fantastic 2025. Keep going, and I'll see you next time. Happy selling, everybody. Bye.